Alright guys, here's the Unit 8 notes. I'll try to get through them as quick as possible so I don't take up too much of your time today. But the first questions are all about inscribed angles. So it says solve for the missing part of each circle. Well, the missing part happens to be the opposite side of the shape from the one missing. Okay, the property that we had here was that those two things, 104, if we added it to y, would add up to 180. So we just subtract off 104 from both sides. That would give us y is equal to 76. So we could put 76 degrees right here. Same thing's going to happen the other way, right? We have 68 in x, so that's 68 plus x should be equal to 180. So we subtract off 68 from both sides. When you get that, that's going to be 10 minus 8 is 2, and then 7 minus 6 is 1, so 112. Okay. Letter B. If we take a look at letter B here, again, inscribed angles that are across from each other in a shape. So it's the same property. This time it's just got variables in it. So 3x plus 2 plus 14x plus 8 is equal to 180. So we do 3 plus 14 give us 17x. 21 plus 8 gives us plus 29. So we subtract off 29 from 180. That gives us 17x is equal to, if we subtract off 29, 8, 20 is 60, so 151. Divide that by 17. What's 151 divided by 17? Let's see what we get here. We get 8.88, so x is equal to 8.88. All right. This was just the property of an inscribed angle, right? So the arc that it intercepts an inscribed angle, if we go down to the inscribed angle, we divide by 2. So 158 divided by 2, that's going to be, what, 79 degrees? Okay. Same thing here. If we're given the angle and we want to go up to the arc, we multiply by 2. So 40 multiplied by 2 gives us 80 degrees. All right, circle properties. The property here was that it comes from the same point. Both R and S are tangent, so that means that this side is equal to this side. So we would set 63 equal to 4x minus 1. Add the 1 to the other side, that gives us 64 is equal to 4x. We divide by 4 from both sides. That gives us x is equal to 16. This one is one that the property matches what it looks like. So these two things look like they're equal. So in fact, they are. So 5x minus 6 would be equal to 2x plus 9. So then we're going to solve this question. Subtract 2x from both sides. Gives us 3x minus 6 is equal to 9. Add 6 to both sides. And we get 3x is equal to 15. Divide by 3. And we would get x is equal to 5. All right, next up is area and circumference. These questions were always a blast, right? Our area formula given to us right here is pi r squared. Circumference formula, pi times diameter, or what we talked about mostly was 2 times pi times the radius. That's the formula that I like to use. So it says find the area of a circle with a circumference of 4 centimeters. So what we would do is we have 4 centimeters is the circumference, so we set it equal to 2 pi r. Okay, and we have to find the radius, because to find the area, we need a radius. So we divide by 2 here, gives us 2 is equal to pi times r. Divide by pi from both sides, so 2 divided by pi is going to give us 0.637 is equal to r. Now we can plug that in. So it's the area is going to be equal to pi times 0.637 squared. So if we take pi, we multiply it by 0.637 squared, we would get the area to be 1.275 centimeters squared. All right, next one. Find the circumference of a circle with a radius of 8. Well, circumference is just equal to 2 times pi times the radius, which is 8. So circumference is 16 times pi when we multiply 2 times 8. 16 times pi in decimal is going to give us the circumference to be 50.265 inches. All right, one more to go here. It says find the area of a circle with a diameter of 10. Well, we need to go backwards. So we need to find the radius because you need a radius because the area formula is pi r squared. So we take 10 divided by 2, which gives us 5. So we say area is equal to pi times 5 squared. Well, it's going to be area is equal to pi times 25, which is 78.540. And that's going to be feet squared because it's an area question. All right, and that's how you do just basic area and circumference questions. The next ones are a little bit harder, okay? These ones are sector area and arc length, okay? So to find sector area, right, area deals with the area formula. So area of a sector, I called that SA in class, that's going to be equal to the angle that we're given divided by 360 multiplied by, and then this is the area formula, pi r squared. So then if we look at this, the angle that we're given is 90 degrees. The radius that we're given is 13, so then we just plug it in. So surface area equals 90 over 360 multiplied by pi times 13 squared. So then what I would do is I would say surface area, I would go 90 divided by 360 in my calculator, gives me 0.25 times pi. I would do 13 squared in my calculator and get 169. And then I would go 0.25 times pi times 169, gives us a sector area of 132.732. Units are miles, so we would put miles squared. Next one is arc length. Arc length deals with the circumference. Okay, and that's how you memorize this formula. Circumference, I think. Nope, ENC. Circumference. So, to find this one, arc length, you can call it AL or just big L, either one works. L is equal to angle over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r, so the circumference equation, right? So then we just plug it in. 270 is the angle, so 270 divided by 360 multiplied by 2 times pi times the radius, which is 6. And then again, 270 divided by 360 gives us our decimal, so L is 0.75 times 2 times pi times, oops, what the heck, go away. Actually, yeah, 2 times pi times 6, and we plug that in, 0.75 times 2 times pi times 6. That's going to give us L is equal to 28.274, and then the units are yards. Because it's not an area, we don't need to square the units. All right, so that's how you do sector area and arc length. The last one we want to take a look at here is equations of a circle. Okay, so this first one says write the equation of the circle. Well, the center is actually super helpful. Remember, the equation for a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared. The center is actually h and k. So then we just plug that into the equation. So it's going to be x minus 2 squared plus y minus negative 5 squared equals our r squared, so 3 squared. Simplified just a little bit, we get x minus 2 squared plus y plus 5 squared equals 9. And then that's the answer we're looking for. You don't need to take that any further, guys. That's it. All right, last question. So the last question says, given the equation of a circle, write the center and the radius and then graph the circle. Well, remember, h and k are already in this formula, and r squared is in this formula. So to find h, we need to remember that it's x minus h. So the way to get positive 4 would be minus negative 4. So that tells us h is equal to negative 4. K is equal to 1 because this is y minus k, and it's already minus 1. So k is 1, and then to find r is just r squared we know is 16. So then if we square root that 16, we get r is equal to 4. So now we can fill all that in, right? So it's h negative 4 comma k, which is 1. The radius is 4. And then to graph this, guys, all you have to do is plot negative 4, positive 1. That's the center of the circle. And then from here, you just go 4 out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw that point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw that point. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's just connecting those 4 dots that we just drew in. So something like this, maybe. Just like that. Boom. Circle. All right, guys. So that is all of the Unit 8 notes. Let me know if you guys have any questions.